just get up and you do it. You just make the decision. There is actually currently an area in my life where I'm procrastinating. Done is better than perfect, and I want you to face it. Hey, what is up, you guys? It's Michelle. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome to another video here on Chats with Michelle. Getting out of a funk is so much easier said than done. There's so many videos online that help with motivation and when you're just needing inspiration and quite literally just assisting with getting out of a funk. And in many ways, this video is similar. It is quite similar. At the same time, I didn't want this to just be a video of me sitting here as a talking head, but rather more so of helping with some action items. Because if you're anything like me, sometimes we can get into these funks and it's so hard, it can be quite difficult to just get to doing the next thing because you're feeling down, or you just maybe it's not even a thing of feeling down. It may be a mixture of just quite literally not feeling like it, and you just need to get back going. So the very first step is going to be to write everything down. All the things that are in your head, I want you to write it down, and not just write it in your phone. No, not just the phone. I want you to write it on a piece of paper. So like paper to pen, and I want you to just write everything down. Something happens when we put a pen to a paper. Because if you're anything like myself, like usually when we're in a funk, it's because like you're feeling stuck, right? You're just like, I don't know what to do next. And because you have all of these things going on in your mind, you just get stagnant and you're just there and you just do nothing. It's kind of like, think of like when your home is a mess, and if everything's a mess and it can be so overwhelming that you just literally do nothing. It's kind of like that same concept. So I want you to just take all the things, all the thoughts, and I want you to write them down. The second thing I want you to do is, now that you have everything written out, I want you to order them from the lowest hanging fruit to the biggest action item. So what is like the easiest thing that you can get done? I want that to be number 1 all the way down to number whatever that is. So that could be 10, 15, 20, 30, 50, I don't know, whatever that is for you. All the thoughts that you have, I want you to then go over to the next page, and I want you to put them in order of like the simplest thing to the most taskful thing that is probably the reason why you're in a funk in the first place. And the third thing that I want you to do is to incorporate the 5-second rule. There's this book by, if I'm not mistaken, I believe it's by Mel Robbins. I'll have to fact check this. Matter of fact, let me just check right now. Yep, I was right. 5-second rule by Mel Robbins. And basically, the whole gist of this book is that you need to give yourself 5 seconds to do a thing and just do it. So you count to 5 and you just get up and you do it. You just make the decision to do it. So action item number 3 is you quite literally need to just do it. Yeah, thanks Nike. I mean, it's a great slogan. I have to give it to them. But I want to encourage you to just do the thing. Give yourself 5 seconds. And I'm going to go ahead and link that book in the description box too, by the way. It's a really good book. But I want you to literally give yourself 5 seconds, count to 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and do the thing. There are times where I feel like I'm being a bit redundant in the things that I'm saying here, to the point where I'm like, okay, Michelle, like, am I just saying the same thing over and over again? But in that, I've decided to just reframe the way that I look at it. So rather thinking, that's like an imposter syndrome, or just like defeating thoughts, right? So instead of thinking that, I've been working on reframing my brain and the way that I think of it as more so as God winks, right? That's something that I like to say in my life. And the reason why I bring that up is because as I was, here during the week, whatever, I got a notification from the Bible app. I tend to go on it from time to time, and it was one of the verses of the day. And I wanted to go ahead and share it here because I think that it's just really relevant, and I think it'll be a blessing to you. So it is from 1 Peter 5 verses 7. And this is the Message version, but I'm going to go ahead and read another version as well. But let's go ahead and read the Message version first. So it says, "So be content with who you are and don't put on airs. God's strong hand is on you. He'll promote you at the right time. Live carefree before God. He is most careful with you. And I'm going to read the second version and I'll tell you the things that stood out. So this next version is going to be from my Bible, and it's the ESV version. And usually when I'm reading the word, I like to read a few different versions to just get full context. So I want to go ahead and read a more, simplified version, I would say. And so same verse, First Peter chapter 5 verses 7, and it says, casting all your anxieties on him because he cares for you. So the thing that stood out in there was two things. In the Message version, it talks about being content. And I talked about this in a video not too long ago of just being content with where the Lord has you, and just understanding that contentment is not the same thing with complacency. But so it's like this song and dance, right? It's this dance of this balancing act rather of, yes, still wanting to strive for more and do the thing and have zeal for the assignment that God gave you, and also being content in where he has you and not comparing yourself to others. So that was just a reminder to me, right? Like I was saying, God winks, right? Because I'm just I don't, the verse of the day could have been anything, but the fact that it was just very timely. So I hope that it's timely for you as well. And then the second thing that I wanted to share that stood out to me was the part where it says, casting all your anxieties onto him because he cares for you. And the reason why that stood out to me is because I think that when we are in a funk, right? So we feel stuck and we feel like, we don't know what to do next, and you're just not up to it. I think what comes with that a lot of times as well is anxiety, right? And you feel really anxious because you just don't know. There's a lack of clarity there. So you just don't know what to do next. And I just wanted to remind you, right? Remind you to cast all your cares onto the Lord, right? In this season of maybe feeling like you're in a funk, it's just giving it to God and allowing him to help you become clear again on what it is, the next thing that you need to do. And I was online. I'm always online, but I was online and I had seen this young lady. I can't remember her account right now. Yeah, I can't remember her account right now. But anyway, she shared something and it was so true. And basically what she was saying was that, yes, we can pray to God and we can ask the Lord for clarity and all the things. But in, having that clarity, we also have to plan. And that's why I started the video out with, action items, right? Yes, we can ask the Lord, but we also have to then take the next step. So understanding and empathizing with you, right? And understanding that you're just in a funk, and I want to validate you in that feeling because it happens to the best of us. And also understanding and knowing that you also have to take the next step, get up and do the next thing. Listen, we all fall victim to procrastination. Me especially. I know that I'm a person who comes on here and I'm a champion for keeping your promises to yourself, being productive. I am your accountability bestie at this point, I feel like. At the same time, I also fall victim to procrastination, and I want you to feel seen in this. So I'm going to go ahead and share that there is actually currently an area in my life where I'm procrastinating. I am procrastinating. And when I sat to analyze why am I procrastinating on this thing, I came to realize it's because this thing is a learning curve for me. So instead of just getting it done, I just keep pushing it back. And if you are new here, maybe not familiar, or if you've been here, right, then you know that I have told you that I have been, what I have done anyways this year has broken all of the different goals that I would like to accomplish into quarters. And as we are wrapping up the second quarter, right, so if you're watching this the time that it comes out, we're in the month of June. And I'm like, girl, you need to get this done. So I want you to also take heed from what I have done recently, and I want you to sit and analyze the areas or an area or a thing that you're procrastinating on and ask yourself why. So for me, like I said, I came to realize that it is because it's a learning curve and it's a little intimidating. And so I'm just like, well, I told myself I have until the end of the quarter. So, whatever. And here it is. I wanted to get this thing done in May. Now it's June and it's still not done. So I want to encourage you to analyze the area that you're procrastinating on, and see why. And I want you to face it. Consider this like an accountability check-in, right? So I want to encourage you to do the assignment that God has placed on your heart. One of the things that I've been working on this year, because I personally have felt convicted about that, is being so busy and just over consuming myself with just like always feeling like I need to do something. And so not just feeling the need to be busy, but to be more productive, and also with pacing myself. Because I think what can happen a lot of times, especially now, right? If you feel like you're in a funk and then you feel bad and you feel like, okay, well now I need to catch back up, etc., then what can happen is you find yourself feeling like you need to rush, you need to do all the things, you need to catch up because you're behind in the whole nine or whatever. So I want to encourage you to still pace yourself, which is why I said in the beginning, you need to write everything down, see what needs to be done, and then keep your promise to yourself in baby steps, right? So if you have been having a hard time keeping your promise to yourself every single day, I want to encourage you then to say, okay, twice this week, I'm going to keep my promise to myself. Start somewhere. The whole point of this video is that you need to start. Listen, done is better than perfect. You can get better as you go along, but just get it done. And that's something where the Lord has challenged me on. And of course, I want to get better at things. And of course, I'm sure you want to, but trying to perfect everything, you'll never get done. You won't even get started. That's what you call what is it? How does it go? Analysis paralysis, over analyzing things. And it's sometimes you just got to get started with what you have and get better as you go along. Of course, you don't want to stay where you're at, but you quite literally have to get started. You will never know. You will never even have the data and stuff that you need unless you get started, So with that being said, I want to say thanks so much for watching today's video. Listen, if you found this video valuable, please consider sharing it with someone who may also find this video valuable. And while you're at it, please like, comment, and subscribe, because listen, we've got so much to chat about. Bye.